Hello, welcome to Toxic Toxophiles channel. I'm your host Toxie, and today we'll be continuing a tutorial for beginner artists. Now, I've taken the sketch from before. I took a picture of it with my phone. You can see the shadow of my phone and my finger. And we have to edit this to be reasonable, because if I take this to 100%, yeah, that's 100%. It's big. Just messy. This wasn't a clean drawing. If you're doing this yourself, you should want to use a clean drawing. Another good method to learn is taking panels from your favorite manga, cropping those up, and using those instead. So first of all, we're going to crop the image. Now, this is still really big. That's 100%. Oh, I should have stated before, this program is called Paint.net. This is the program I started learning digital art on 10 years ago. The URL is getpaint.com or something like that. I'll link it below. And it's a very simple program. It's got layers, it's got tools, it's got a bunch of effects you can apply, color wheel, all that. It's not very tablet friendly. It's not the tablets I've used. And the tools are pretty basic, but when you're just learning digital art, it's a pretty good program. I use it now mostly for resizing, for cropping, for digital art, or no, for pixel art. It's pretty lightweight and it opens quickly, so it's good for quick photo editing, like that. But yeah, so this tutorial is for people who you can do this with a tablet, but I'm aiming this for people who don't have a tablet, who are using a mouse or using their touchpad. This is why this program is good. Okay, so first of all, we are going to resize this. So we're going to go 900. If you've got more detailed pictures, you do want it to be bigger. Bigger is always better. But this is just a small little doodle of a headshot, so it doesn't need to be that big. In fact, I can make it smaller. Okay, image, resize. We're gonna go 600. All right, that's big enough for me. You're gonna want to make a new layer. You never want to draw on your base layer. And then we're going to come down here to the line tool. And the line tool, basically you make a line. You've got two grab points to curve it. Control Z undoes that. What you're going to do is you're going to come up here now, and this is your anti-alias button. You're going to turn that off. And what that does, if we zoom in here, it makes your line pixelated. Looks like I've got my grid on. What the grid is it grids each pixel, and that's pretty handy for pixel art. So we don't need that. So I'm going to come over here and turn that off. And oftentimes I use 1 wide, but you can use however wide you need to. I'm going to go with 3 wide just because my picture is that big. And it'll look good with my simple style. Now I am using a mouse because I'm on a desktop. I don't have a touchpad. So we're going to make some line art. It's very important, by the way, that you have the anti-aliasing off so that it's pixel. And when we color this, I'll show you why. So what you want to do is make a line from your start point to your end point. And then grab these and curve it the way you need to. Sometimes you'll find that the line won't curve the right way. Like say I need to do this, especially around that curve up there. You see how it's okay, well, this did work, but sometimes it won't work. And what you do in those situations is you only go halfway with your line. You go halfway, curve it, and then you come opposite up here because you'll grab your point on accident. And you just meet it like that and do the rest of the curve. We will probably have to do that at some point, especially more significant curves like this. I'll tell you what, this is not great for the carpal tunnel. So if you're able to get a tablet and you really want to do digital art, I recommend getting a tablet. But for those of you who can't, this is where we're at. And I did this for a very long time, even after I got my tablet, because I wasn't very good at sketching, but I had figured out this method. And the way I got this method, it's basically vectoring. I was in art school and we did vectors with Adobe Illustrator. And I learned how to do this method, and I applied it to other methods of digital art. Which is basically the only thing I knew how to do. You see right there, I had to make 2 lines for the curve. So I'm going to pause right here, and I will come back to you once the line art is done. And by the way, if you ever want to check your lines, a good thing to do is to come back to your background, make another layer underneath your line art, and paint that layer white. And then you can easily check how good your line art looks. And then just hide that layer to get back to your sketch. Your line art does not have to be black either, but I find it easier to do that. Where's my line tool? So I'll come back after the line art is done. Alright, so the line art's not done, as you can see. I realized I didn't have to pause. I can just speed it up for you guys. So I got that far so far. I realized as I was going through that Tox is particularly difficult to color. So it's going to be annoying to show you guys how to color them. But at the same time, that's good because it'll show you guys how to do coloring effects in the way that I want to teach you. Look at these terrible ear fluffs. That's okay. This is just a little quick tutorial. So we're going to get back to the line art now, but you guys get to watch in fast motion. So there's my sketch under. And here's my line art. Obviously, I fixed some things up. I didn't fix this ear because, frankly, I don't care. But you might care. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take gray. You should always color on a mid-tone color. The reason for that is you can see your lights and your darks better. I usually just go for gray because I'm unlikely to blend in with another color. Okay, reason why I do that is because Tox has whiskers, and the whiskers are white, and I want to be able to see them, so I put the whiskers on a new layer here. And then we just draw in some whiskers. They are just a whiskery lad. If you mess up, just hit Control Z and your points will come back. I remember when that used to not be a thing. Oh goodness, sorry, that was my cat. He just walked right up to me and meowed into the mic. There's Tox. And of course, very important, we're going to go back to our line art layer. We're going to turn it back to black. Come down here and do your signature. Signing your work is very important. See if I can make these twos. I mean, good enough? Good enough. And that's our line art. Next time I'll show you how to color it. Remember to like and subscribe if you like my videos. And also, do not forget, save your work. Always save your work.